Obviously on Spotify, this is probably not gonna get a million streams. Don't automate the volume fader itself. Obviously it's not gonna be the track which is gonna go completely apeshit on social media. Double time on that vocal and just squeeze every inch that we have out of it. Welcome back to the channel, and in this video I want to talk about breaks, builds and drops. So let's hit it. So here I have this project. It's an older project actually that I just found. I was looking for a project for this video and I found this project. And okay, so let's quickly just listen to what it sounds like. I muted some of the vocals because, to be honest, they're ripped and I don't want to get cancelled. So this is what it sounds like. Okay, so let's go. So let's go to the big drop. We're just gonna be focusing on this big drop over here today. Today I sort of want to talk about two different types of breaks and drops and builds. Obviously, just like to clarify this, there is not just two ways of looking at a break. Like there's an infinite amount of making a break. It's not black and white, obviously. But I like to look at a break in sort of two different ways. And that really helps me to define, like, okay, how much energy do I really need in this break? How much energy does the build need? And how I like to look at it is the first option is very minimal. Maybe the break doesn't need much. Maybe the break just needs some filtering on the kick, like cutting out that very low frequencies, some filtering on the bass. Keep the tension and the groove rolling. Maybe add like some snare roll, or maybe not even, and just release it. Or just release the filters and go back to the track. That can really work very well, really often. The other part is, okay, I'm gonna go all out on this break and I'm just going to like squeeze every little piece of tension that I can out of this break, and using maybe a noise rise or noise drop, maybe some crazy spacey synths, or maybe some cool stuff. Not every track needs that, especially when you're working in the more deep house, more minimal approach. Obviously minimal, it says it, like in minimal house, you often don't necessarily need that much. If you're working in a more commercial scene, maybe EDM, or melodic house, melodic techno, peak time techno, often you can squeeze out a lot more energy by adding elements, adding effects. So these are sort of the two type of ways I like to look at a break. So let's first go with the minimal approach, and let's just listen to what's happening here, and we're gonna start cutting out some stuff probably. So I really like what's going on here, only the kick, the filtered kick, is a bit too filtered and I don't hear it. So let's just drop that filter down. Okay, so it's automated, so I'll need to so let's get just rid of this automation so that I can actually move the filter, and let's I just want it to be sort of like this. Let's listen to it. That is nice. And now obviously what's happening is that the bass is having too much low. So I'm gonna put these two on the bass filter as well. Let's see if there's automation on it. So let's cut the automation. Let's go to the filter and this is cool. So maybe there's even you can put a bit more of that low end in it. Same for the bass, a bit more. So it doesn't look like I'm taking out a lot, you know, I'm cutting from 94 hertz over here on the bass. But the thing is that, like, especially on these dance tracks, if you perform them live on a club system, or like, you know, on a big system, that sub is gonna make all the difference. Like, this range is gonna determine whether, like, you're in a break or whether you're maybe in a drop. Cutting out all of that already, like, defines a lot. And as you see, these two are getting muted. So I'm actually not sure if I want to mute this percussion. That one. Let's cut out this one. Oh, and put the bongo back in. And we can maybe put the bongo. And then we have this. And we have this. And the brass section can go quieter for me. And for now, I'm gonna mute these two because we're not gonna use them in the minimal break approach. Okay, and for the minimal approach, I'm just gonna make a copy of this kick filter, and I'm gonna put all of this over here so that I can use it for the next approach. And I'm just gonna copy this whole kick over here and just... And let's see what's happening over here. I think that is this loop which is coming in. And I really like that loop, but we're gonna keep the clap in because we want to start building something. We can also take something out even more, but that's not the approach that I want right now. And then we have this clap. Nice. But I'm just gonna keep it all rolling on this one. On this one, I just want to keep everything rolling, and I'll just take it out on the very last one. And I'm just gonna do some small volume automation here on this clap roll. So I'm gonna put a gain on it. Now, if you're very new to music production, this is a trick I learned, I don't know, 8 years ago. But if you want to automate volume, don't automate the volume fader itself, because once you've automated the volume fader itself, you cannot use that volume fader anymore because obviously it's getting automated. So put a gain plugin, any gain plugin. You can even put an EQ with an output on it. And then just automate the gain of that plugin so that your fader is still free to move, because like being able to adjust the volume is probably the most important thing ever. When it comes down to production and mixing. And we're just gonna put it like this, and I want to start leveling that. Nice, I like it. We can put a bit more in it. Cool. And I'm just gonna start lowering that. Well, maybe let's lower the filter of the kick a bit. And let's just get a little bit more low end into that kick. Not this much, because I still want to have impact, you know, when it all happens, sort of. So let's really, like, this can already make such a big change. Like it. Let's get that bass rolling even more up to there as well. And let's get these two rolling as well. Okay, let's listen to it. I want that bongo to keep playing. Oh. And I actually also want this. Like, I want this break to basically do nothing at all. That's the whole sort of point. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to filter automate this band over here of that vocal that this vocal that comes in. I just want that to sort of slowly slide in, and I'm gonna put the filter even lower. Nice. And then what I want to do here is this. Okay, this crash is still way too loud, man. It's so big. Okay, this is cool, but what I want to do is I actually want this crash to go like, to really build up that tension. So I'm just going to put that double crash on every hit like this. And that's it, man. Like this can be a really cool break already. Obviously, it's not mixed, whatever. The sub is not as low as I would want it to be, but that's a different story. Like this is, I really like this type of breaks. It works, man. It works. It really works. And you know, maybe it sounds a bit dull and unseasoned like this. But the thing is, like this, it has a different purpose. It has a completely different purpose. Obviously, on Spotify, this is probably not gonna get 1 million streams. But if that's not my goal, if I want this track to be fully focused on DJs, this is perfect, because at least for me as a DJ, the tracks with huge breaks is not really my style. It's not really what I'm after, because when I always try to place myself on the dance floor, and when I'm at a festival dancing, the huge breaks are often the moments that I'm like, no, give me the groove. And these type of tracks just keep giving that groove, and it will keep your dance floor banging. And obviously it's not gonna be the track which is gonna go completely apeshit on social media if it's filmed and whatever, because it doesn't necessarily have that track. But this track is a track that you can throw in, and just like when you're completely in the zone of DJing, this is the type of track that you want. The type of track that just keeps on having that groove, and you can start mixing in your next track. Maybe you can use another break to accentuate, you know, another build of another track when DJing. You can really start mixing. So this is one approach, like super simple. Use some filters, use some volume automation, cut out some of the drums. You could maybe put all the drums in a group, put like a small filter on that group, low pass filter that goes up to like 4K, 5K, start rising it up again, give that tiny little piece of headroom in the high end that will also accentuate the break or the drop. That could also be something. The other way, obviously, is going all out. So let's start by listening what's going on over here. Okay, I really like that. That's definitely something that we're gonna use. Then we're also gonna use this. Oh, this right here. And I'm gonna delete this because I don't need it anymore. And I'm going to switch this around. So I'm gonna start with the kick closed, and I'm gonna reintroduce the kick from here. So let's work on this kick for a bit. And then from here we're gonna go double time. So I'm just gonna give this kick a fade out because I absolutely hate it. I'm sorry, I don't want to be a hater, but I hate it when producers don't take the time to just put a little fade out in an audio file and then you hear that click. I understand when you're in the flow, sometimes it's an annoying thing to do, but just do it, man. Let's grab another. Maybe this is gonna be too long of that double time kick. Oh! It sort of works, but then obviously what we can do is just play with the filter. So from here, I'm gonna drop the filter and then I'm gonna put it back up again. Something like this. That's way too much. I don't want that. Okay, let's go. That is cool. I like that. Let's also put these drums in a group. Smash a Pro Q on there. Filter. We're gonna drop these drums. Drop the drums. Drop the drums. Ooh, like this. And we're gonna give it a rise. I don't know, maybe we can actually give them from here, but then here I'm just like not gonna give you the full drum spectrum just yet. Something like this. Ah, I like this. No. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna keep rising those drums up to 15k. And then maybe with just a little curve. Let's listen to what this. Okay, and okay, we're gonna keep those. Cool, and then we're just gonna. Okay, that is the diva. Let's create another audio file. I'm just gonna go to my samples. Yes. Let's put that. Love it. That is really cool. But then let's take those inputs away and let's lower it a bit. It has that modulating sound in it already. Let's see if we can stretch it a bit. Maybe it should be shorter. It's cool, and let's put some reverb on it. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Let's see what else is in there. Oh, I love these type of sounds. Oh, and we are on 128 BPM, so it's perfect. So let's, cool, and let's grab a filter. Let's give it some nice resonance, 3 dB. Drop and rise, so put it like this, and then this one over here, and then... I don't want that longer one, so I'm just gonna put it like this. And then I just need to delete all of those automations. Okay, and I still want some sort of noise, so I'm just going back to my samples and I'll just type in noise. This is awesome. This is a trick that I learned so long ago. I think I learned this when I was producing in the Visselord studios. Quite often there was this really cool dance producer that I used to work with every now and then. And so let's drop it, because these Kashmir samples are so loud. Okay, let's see if we can, like, I don't know, like maybe put it one semitone lower. Yes, okay, cool. So this is literally just plain noise, guys. Like, there's nothing to it. I'm just going to... No, there's nothing really to filter out. And I'm just going to put it over here. Oh, like duplicate it. Yes, and then put a filter on it. And I'm gonna create my own sort of noise rise and drop. And I'm gonna get it like super low. Give it like a nice curve. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna duplicate the channel, put this one down here, and then I'm gonna put a kickstart sidechain. And this one they can both be a bit more quiet. And then we're just gonna keep duplicating this one. And I'm gonna put it even softer. I barely want to hear it. It's just to create that extra tension, like creating that little piece of tension that's in there. And then I'm going to get this one, duplicate this one, reverse that filter so that it drops instead of rises. On this side, like this. Got these two also over here. Let's just have a quick listen. Awesome. And then this one, I'm gonna give it also a little drop and rise. Like this. And then we can go all the way up. Too low. I still want to keep hearing some of that noise. Cool. And then the vocal. There's this one day. And this one, we're gonna keep repeating it from here. Like I want that vocal to go crazy. Yes, this is awesome. And then let's take this, duplicate it over here. Let's actually get this. And then we're gonna go double time on that vocal and just squeeze every inch that we have out of it. Like this. Delete the automation again. And then we're just gonna let it ring. Or maybe not, and we're just gonna put another one. And then we can get maybe this part, put it there as that little fill. We can open it up. Hey, and then we can go back to the vocal as it is. As you see, I get annoyed quite fast. It's not even that I get annoyed. I just like, I don't know, I just like to be annoyed at this shit sometimes. I don't know, it thrives me, guys, don't judge. There you go, there you go, there you go. I mean, I think that's a pretty cool drop. Maybe we can get even more. Oh, which key is this? Yeah. Let's put that in there. Let's drop the level like 10 dB. Let's just... It's in there, guys. It's in there and it's doing something. And then I'm gonna put it again here and I'm gonna reverse. Maybe here. It's in there. It's in there. Now I just... That is actually really cool. So let's put that next to the crash. 128 BPM, perfect. Okay, guys, there you go. I mean, you get the point. There's still a lot of more work to do. If I decide to make this break, like this huge break, if I decide to make this break like big and, you know, which for this particular track, I probably won't do if I decide to finish it. I would keep it minimal. But there you have it, like two different approaches and how to sort of work with it. If you have a very minimalistic approach, really don't overthink it. Use some filters, use a crash, take out some stuff, like work with the silence. That is really, really like key when working on minimal breaks. If you decide to go all out, throw stuff in there, man. Like go all out. Use noise drops, use filtered envelopes, filtered LFOs like I did over here. Guys, there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see, what topics I should cover, and hit that subscribe button and notifications button so that you don't miss out on any videos. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.